What's up guys, it's Chris here, bringing you new NFT and crypto content every single Monday and Wednesday. So if this type of video benefits you in any way, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below or hit the like button for the YouTube algorithms. It'll mean a lot to me. If you're involved with the Veve community, you'll know that we are expanding significantly. I mean, we have gotten a couple of 100,000 users just in the previous month, with thousands and thousands of new users every single day. Drops are getting harder and new people are just flooding in. So I decided that I want to take this video back to the basics. For some of you might have been hearing these terms for a long time, but for those who are just coming in, they might not be familiar with what an FA, FE, or some of those terms are. And in this video, for those who are just now getting into Veve, I would like to provide a resource for them just to be able to understand the basic terms. So we're going to be going over all of those plus a little more. So let's dive right into it. There's two main resources that I'll be using in this video. One of them is Crypto When Wolf, a tweet that he sent out a couple months ago, just because it's nice and organized and we can go through it. And then of course I'll be using the Ecomi wiki that Omi the Clown has been designing, using the API of Veve to be able to track sales. Phenomenal website. It's under construction still a little bit right now, but it's still a valuable resource to the community and to this video. So let's tackle it real quick. The first thing I want to look at, I'm not going to go in the order that he has it listed. I'm going to go for order of, I guess, importance. We're going to talk about the FA, meaning first appearance, and the FE, meaning first edition. I know when I was just getting into Veve, I really got confused on those. Like, what's the difference between a first appearance and first edition? And I would hope to be able to serve as a resource for you guys to understand that. So we have Todd McFarlane Batman. Todd McFarlane Batman was the FA Batman, meaning he was the first time that Batman ever appeared. Now, although this could be a bit of a tricky example because there are other Batmans in the same series as Todd, they still chose Todd to be the first ever Batman. So with the other Batmans in this series, let's take Rizzo for example. Even though Todd was common and Rizzo was ultra rare, they still chose Todd to be the FA, whereas Rizzo, you can see right here in yellow, that he is the first edition, meaning that the black and white series 1, all of these Batman in this series are FEs because they're part of this first edition. Now let's fast forward. I think Nightwing was in the third series of black and white. I could be a little bit off on that, but let's look at Nightwing. So for all the Batman that were in the black and white series with Jim Lee, they no longer have that FE title because they're not first edition anymore. However, the Jim Lee Nightwing is still able to contain an FA because this is the first time we're ever seeing Nightwing in a series. So this is the first appearance of Nightwing. Which is really exciting, you know, for those who are collecting FAs of these characters. So FA holding a little bit more significance than say an FE would. I feel like this is a good transition onto going ahead and talking about IP. You'll hear IP argued a lot because, I mean, that's a significant part of Veve. Veve has some of the best IPs in the world, and we've only discovered like 10% of them so far, with Disney and Marvel and DC and so many more being in those. So IP is very important. IP is intellectual property, meaning that these major brands gave Veve the right to have their first ever digital assets appear on blockchain. So years down the road, if somebody wants the first ever Superman or Spider-Man or Batman that's ever appeared on the blockchain, then Veve is the one that minted it. And this is why investors like myself and others and collectors think that this app has huge potential, because these IPs are massive and they are unlike any other company out there. Sure, there's some that are popping up that do have great IPs, but again, we're talking Marvel and Disney and DC and so many more. And the reason that Veve got these is because this has been years and years of them getting these brands with an excellent team and people like Alfred Kahn getting these licenses. So this isn't something that they just saw all the hype that's going on with NFTs and they try to jump on or anything. These are actual rights from these companies to put their digital assets on the blockchain, and that's huge. Let's take a look at mint. So a lot of times you'll hear things like, oh, I got this mint or yada yada yada. Like, what does that mean? Well, there's videos that really go into detail about this. I'm just going to go over the vague aspect of mint. It's referring to the mint number, meaning that, let's take Superman for example. I don't know if it's, here it is. We have the total issues are 8,888. So, of course, when Superman was minted, it actually was in chronological order, meaning the faster you click the button, the better ping you had, the earlier edition that you got. Now we know that current NFTs are randomized. So you could be the last one, hypothetically, in the queue to be able to get it, but still get an excellent mint number because it's going to be random. That mint number, you know, can range from, they usually reserve like 50 to 100. I'm not sure exactly how much they reserve, but besides those, you can get a really low mint number, meaning like, you know, it was one of the early ones, or you can get a really high mint number being one of the higher ones. Some people treasure mint number and some people don't. We do know that mint number is going to factor into the Master Collective program, meaning that if you have under a 300 mint as of right now, you'll get extra points for having that low mint. Some people really hunt for these low mints. Some people like significant mints, like say like the 1985 DeLorean or whatever other example you can think of, to where that mint number matches something significant about that digital asset. Or maybe that mint number just means something to you. Maybe you like the numbers, you know, 5134 for whatever reason. Then maybe that mint number means a lot to you. There's obviously meme mint numbers like 420 or 666 or anything like that. So mint numbers just kind of vary like that. You can have a lot of fun with them. You can pick ones that you like on the secondary market, or you can get really lucky on drops and get that mint number that you really want or that's more valuable. All right, so in my opinion, we just passed all of the hard stuff. Now we can kind of breeze through the rest. I would like to highlight down here that Vitalik mentioned CE. CE means con exclusive. So for example, we just had DCon like 2 weeks ago. DCon was a designer con held in California, to where a bunch of designers and artists came together to be able to celebrate art and do a bunch of other things, and Veve was there as the NFT company. Well, they were able to work with some of these artists and actually put them on the Veve app, put them on the blockchain, later put them on X. And so these are the con exclusives, meaning that the week that these events happen, they're taking these artists and putting them on the Veve app and working with the artists. So con exclusives are really cool, a lot of fun, and that is a potential for you to support indie artists in all of this. You know, some criticism I hear is like that Disney and these big brands and big IPs, as you learned, are taking over the space and taking away from independent indie artists. And you can still support indie artists through Veve, you know, through the con exclusive. So just keep that in mind. Also, we have AR and VR. These you are probably familiar with, but I'll still go over them real quick. So augmented reality is when, like, you're on the app and you'll have an actual AR button. So this AR button allows you to pop up your NFT as a figure, like in the real world, like in your dimension. And you'll be able to blow it up, take pictures with it, interact with it. Some of them can move, some of them have sound. You can take pictures with it. Like, you can basically just, you know, have fun with your NFT. VR would be more of an immersive experience. And my experience with VR, I actually own a Quest. It's, you know, you put it on and you exist in that reality. So instead of bringing something to your physical reality and seeing how it looks in physical reality, you're actually in a different reality, this virtual reality. These two terms at the top, I actually just did a video on MCP, which is the Master Collectors Program. I went in mass detail about this, so please go watch that video if you want to learn more about the Master Collectors Program. But if you see the words MCP, that's what it's referring to. And this is basically like a gamified point system and a level system and other stuff like that that Veve created in order to reward holders and investors inside the app. The MTL, again, I just made another video going into a lot of detail about MTL. That's the money transfer license. All this simply is being able to get your gems and convert them to your local currency. And then we have IMX. I make a ton of videos on IMX. What IMX is it's referring to Immutable, which is a layer 2 solution to Ethereum. Hardly any gas fees on there. You pay minimum amounts of fees in order to get your Ethereum in there, and that's it. If you're familiar with blockchain and Ethereum, hearing the word zero gas fees will like blow your mind. It's also carbon neutral, so it's better for the environment. Again, I have a whole separate video on Immutable, but really excited. A lot of these NFTs that are on Veve right now will one day exist on Immutable, so we're looking forward to that actually in the near future. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I know that was a lot in such a little bit of time. I hope that really helps out all of you that are just now getting into it and trying to learn new things. I love making these videos. I hope this benefited you. Again, one more time, if this is your first time watching my video, or if you're coming back and this is maybe the second or third time and you're not subscribed yet, I really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. Encourage me to keep doing this and keep making these videos, and like this video for the YouTube algorithms. Thanks guys for watching until this point. I will catch you guys next time.